Bobovr E3 Pro head strap for Quest 3 and Quest 3S with this audio port for headphones. So I can connect headphones directly into this, and now you see there is this icon, so it means that sound goes through the headphones now. It's important because normally Quest 3S doesn't have anything here. In Quest 3 we have audio port there. I already made video about this, how to add audio port to Quest 3S. I also made video about how to add better audio to Quest 3. So today, first of all, I will do review of this head strap, but I will also compare this to other options, to other DACs, if it's as loud as the high-end options or like the cheap one. So let's start. In the box is manual, back part of the head strap, the head strap itself, honeycomb pad if you don't like the default PU leather, and B100 battery with a USB charging cable, and a top strap. This head strap is very expensive, $80, but this battery, B100, it's also very expensive. So this is what increased the cost the most probably. This battery is the best battery you can get for Quest 3 or Quest 3S. And I made already full review of it in my review of Bobovr S3 Pro. There is a 10-minute chapter only about the battery. But in short, it increases playtime a lot. If normally your Quest 3 is enough for 2 hours, you will get 5.5 hours total with this battery. If in Quest 3S your playtime is about 2.5 hours, it will be almost 7 hours with this battery. So it is powerful. It's also over 22 watts, so you can connect a lot of things if you use USB hub. It's just really good battery. So let's focus on this DAC, because this is the most unique feature of this head strap. It performs almost the same like DAC inside Quest 3. So if you have Quest 3 and you use this head strap, it almost doesn't matter if you connect headphones here or here. The volume will be just very little bit louder in E3 Pro, but it's really hard to notice. I have video about the DACs, and there is comparison to other solutions, like for example to this. And this is ALC 5686 inside with power delivery. So if you connect this to Quest with any other head strap, you will get almost exactly the same what you will get with this E3 Pro. However, this is of course more convenient, and the quality of this head strap is not the same like from M3 Mini, because I reviewed already this head strap, and you may think it's the same but without battery. It's not. In my review I said that this is the worst quality I ever seen in Bobovr for this generation of head straps. It's really bad, but this head strap is also very cheap. And if you add battery, it's very expensive, because then it costs the same like E3 Pro. But this, by default, is already expensive with the battery, and it's different. So for example, this back part is from Bobovr S3 Pro, not from M3. So if you look here, you can see it's very different. Knob is not outside, it's inside, so it's better to lay down. It's still not great, it's still not very comfortable, but it's better. The color match between Quest and head strap is way better. This is almost the same, but this is much more gray. And also the biggest issue I had, how flimsy this part. I had to learn to not move it at all when I wear it. And in this one, it's still not as good as in Kiwi Design, for example, but it's better. This part is the same, but this part is working a little bit different, so it's not flexing so much. But of course, you can do it. But overall, this is way better quality than M3 Mini. If you don't want to watch my video about DACs for Quest, here is the summary. You can see that sound from E3 Pro is louder than from some very cheap DACs, but it's almost the same like from Quest 3 and were more quiet than from more high-end DAC. Okay, but what does it mean for you? If you have headphones which are, for example, earplugs, so very small, usually very low impedance, high sensitivity, it will be fine. Sound will be really loud. But if you have something high quality, it's usually opposite. It's usually high impedance, low sensitivity, and it means that sound will be quiet, sometimes very quiet. Even from this is pretty quiet. So Bose QC35 Mark II. Or for example, Deluxe Audio Strap, very popular headphones. And many people have them from the old head straps. And it's quiet. Too quiet for me. For some people maybe it's enough. But if you use Quest for a lot of content, like YouTube, like watching movies, like many other stuff, some of them will be mastered to not -3 decibels, but for example -9 or -6. And this is the problem. For TV shows, for even games, if you want really loud sound, because for example you play Beat Saber or other game based on music, it could be too quiet. And then check my video about DACs for Quest, because you can use other solution and make sound much louder. And then you don't use this anymore, but you connect, for example, something like this, but it makes everything more complicated, because you'll need also a very small hub to connect power and this DAC at the same time. But I have a whole video about it, so go check it if you need it. However, Quest 3S is pretty cheap headset, so I'm not sure if it's a good idea to invest a lot of money into it. But it's your money, so do with it whatever you want. But this head strap, in my opinion, mostly Quest 3 users will buy, not Quest 3S. And they don't care much about this DAC inside. In terms of comfort, it's the best what you can get from Elite head strap, because it has this PU leather pad on the top, so it's very soft, it's very comfortable, not just cheap strap like in original Meta Elite strap, but most third-party head straps have the same like this Bobovr. The back part, this, is a little bit different than in most head straps, because it's from S3 Pro and it's huge. So very good for big heads. For me, no difference at all. I have small head, so for me, no matter if I wear M3 Mini or this E3 Pro, comfort the same. But for you, if you have huge head, this will be better. But also a little bit more heavy, at least in theory, because I don't really feel the difference between them. And let's check weight of the head strap without battery. 264.7 gram, and with battery 449.3 grams. So this battery is also very good counterweight. But let's talk more about measurements. I will remove the top strap so you can see everything better. But for comfort, for sure you should use it. It makes huge difference. In Halo straps, I don't need it at all, but in Elite straps, yeah, must have. But all Elite straps have it. Right now it is in the smallest form, so this goes to the end. And I will measure from the original fashion interface to end of this back part. It's about 12 centimeters, but this is sponge, this is soft, this is also a little bit soft, so head should be a little bit bigger than this to fit comfortably. But like this is about 18 centimeters. But maybe more important is how big it can be. So I will open it as much as possible. And now it's about 19 centimeters from interface to this part, 19 and a half. And I will measure it here, about 20 centimeters. But of course it's flexing a little bit. And about the size of the cable. I don't know why they made it so long. Like normally it's like this. So pretty long. But if you install here some other devices like USB hub, then it's better to have this a little bit longer than just super short from here to here. But then also you can use extension cable. So I'm not sure why they did it this way. Time for conclusion. If you want good Elite head strap, this is it. It has very nice battery. It has pretty decent build quality, much better than M3 Mini. Price is almost the same like M3 Mini with battery. So this is a good deal. And of course the DAC. It's a good deal because only the battery is super expensive, because you need to buy a kit with special dock for M3 Mini if you want to use it. However, I noticed that they remove M3 Mini from their website, from Bobovr website, from Amazon and AliExpress. Or maybe I just couldn't find it, but I don't see it. And probably they replace it totally with M3, with E3 Pro and E3 non-Pro, because there is also other version without battery. But I always recommend to buy with battery. I didn't test the normal version, but battery is so useful that it's obvious choice. If you have money, always choose with battery. So that's it. See you.